Hey guys, today I'll be showing you a Deskbot deck profile for October of 2020. First of all, I would like to apologize for those who have seen the Deskbot deck profile that I put that was like 4 minutes and a half. I wasn't myself, I wasn't feeling well. I was, dealing with things and, doing some thinking. But anyways, I feel much better. Now I'm gonna give you a true Deskbot deck profile, a real one, a good one that you can be proud of. So, what is the deal with Deskbot? So, easily, they're all machine monsters, they're all earth monsters, which is great and all. Who doesn't love machines? And they're all very low, but together they can do massive damage when they're all in the battle phase. In the battle phase is where they all shine, just like Battle Wasp. If you guys know how I play Battle Wasp, go check out Battle Wasp. That profile, the last one that I made was, roughly, I think, almost a year. Almost a year. I don't know. I gotta check myself now. But yeah, these guys are really fun. They're always fun to play with. It's very underrated deck, and some people take it. They don't take this deck seriously, which is nice because it's a deck that people don't see it coming. Obviously, there are different variations of this deck. There's the Symphony version. There's also the kaiju version, and there's many different kind of versions. I prefer the pure version with this. If you want to try the Symphony version, if you want to try a kaiju version, hey, go do that. Go knock your socks off. Do it, whatever you want. Do that what you want to do. So yeah, I prefer a pure version, and I did some major changes from the original version that I had, and I sat down and I did play this for a couple of days, and I gotta say, this is my all-time favorite version of the Deskbots, and it's a fun build. And obviously, if you guys are trying to save a couple of bucks, I can tell you some budget versions for this if you guys want overall and all that things. But anyways, let me stop talking and let's get into the deck pro. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of 003. He is one of your main monsters of this deck, and this card has been getting a lot of population as well because of Gishki. That's the name of that ritual monster that came out of the ban list. Gishki? I don't remember, but Desktop 003 does, when this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 Deskbot monster from your deck, except for 003. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 Deskbot monster you control, even including himself. It gains 500 attack or and defense for each Deskbot monster you currently control until the end of this turn. So easy enough, this guy can bring you any of your Deskbot monsters, even the high level ones, even the low level ones, whatever you want, it can bring it out. It can bring it out just like that. Which is great and all, yeah, pretty much. That's why he's one of your ace monsters. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Deskbot 002. If this card is special summon, you can add 1 Deskbot monster from your deck to your hand. All machine monsters you control, except for him, gain 500 of attack and defense, which is kind of disappointing that this card doesn't get the 500 attack and defense. It's kind of sad, but obviously this is a little combo that you're doing with 003 and 002. For the most part. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Deskbot 004. This is one of the situational monsters and also the best monsters I can think of. Now it reads, if this card battles an opponent's monster during the damage calculation during either player's turn, you can activate this effect once per battle. Your opponent takes no damage for any from the Desktop 004, and if you do, this card gains the attack and defense equal to the cent level times 500 during the damage calculation. Only if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 2 Deskbot monsters with different levels from your hand or graveyard. Sorry. And the first one, so saying that if you throw down when this card just attacks anytime for a monster, you can send 1 Deskbot monster, and this card gains the attack equal to the level times 500. So easy enough, you're gonna send Desktop 009 or 008, the higher ones, so you can get the most damage, the most higher attack, so you can destroy that boss monster or destroy that, depending on how it is. But yeah, Deskbot 004 is one of the best ones, And the great thing is they can bring back 2 of your Deskbot special summon one of, they can bring back those Deskbot monsters that were destroyed by battle or by whatever into the graveyard, or easily going 1 from the graveyard or 2 from the hand. It says and or, so meaning that you can special summon from the hand or the graveyard, which is nice. Extensions, and the great thing about this does extend into link summoning with 004. So yeah. Next up, we are running 2 copies of Deskbot 001. So I'm doing this first the non-pendulum monsters, then the pendulum monsters, because I like to do it, you know, separately, because I categorize them in different ways. So Deskbot 001, he is the level 1 monster, machine tuner monster you have on the deck. He's the only machine tuner monster you have. It reads, it gains 500 attack and defense for each machine monster you control. If 2 or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time while this card's in the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. So easy enough, when you pendulum summon or special summon with 004, easy enough, you can easily summon this guy for free. And you can go for your synchro summonings, or you can do for link play, whatever you want, hands down. Really nice. Then we're running the 1 copy of Deskbot 009. I used to run this at 2, now I'm running this at 1. It did break me a couple of times, but I think 009 and 1, it does make a decent sense right now, because he is your boss monster in the deck overall. It reads, once per turn during the main phase, you can make this card gain attack equal to the combined attack of all desktop monsters you currently control, except for 009. Until the end of your opponent's turn. Only this card can attack the turn this effect is activated. If this card battles an opponent's monster, and the effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage test. So easy enough, your opponent's monster cannot activate their effects in the damage calculation, which is nice. And if this card will be destroyed by battle by card fight, you can destroy 1 desktop card you control instead. So easy enough, this is going to be your boss monster, and if anything will happen to him, you can destroy a desktop card instead, which is really nice. It does have the Return of the Dragon Lord style effect, which is, you know, instead, and you know, he is your boss monster. He is a level 9. If you want to play 2 copies of this so you can make a True King of all Calamity, hey, go for it. You can do it. It's possible in this deck. You never know what can do with this deck. Okay, so that's enough. Now for the Pendulum Monster. Now the Pendulum Monsters is always a really interesting way how we categorize them, because first I went from the normal from the effect monster, now we're going for the pendulum monster, because they are different kinds of monsters. Now let's talk about the pendulum monster. Now 3 copies of Deskbot 005. Now this guy is really cool. I used to play this at 2, and now at 3 he's actually way better, because he used to break me at 2. Now he's not breaking me at 3, which is kind of odd. I'd say, yes, it does say. Obviously, if you want to play this at 2, whatever, you can play at 2. Obviously, I play at 3 because he wants to see them in the hand. And yeah, overall. Areas you cannot pendulum summon monsters except for Deskbot monsters. This effect cannot be negated, which is pretty interesting. And in its monster phase, if this card is normal or special summon, you can target 1 spell attack card on the field, destroy it. This card gains 500 attack for each face-off desk monsters you can monsters in your extra deck. If this card is Pendulum Zone is destroyed, you can try 1 desktop monster in your graveyard special summon. You can only use these effects of 005 once per turn. Oh yeah. Now we're running 2 copies of 006. Now this guy is he's literally my favorite design of all the desktop, because he has the rubber band gun. All the Deskbot monsters have the same pendulum effect, but the monster effect is always going to be semi-different. Now it reads this: if this card is normal special, you can target 1 monster on the field, change its battle position. This card gains 500 attack for each face-up Deskbot monster from your extra deck. Okay. If this card is in your Pendulum Zone destroyed, you can target 1 Deskbot monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, which is alright. A little bit of recursion there. Now we're running 2 copies of Deskbot 008. Pretty cool. Now, so same pendulum effect. This card and the monster effect is this card gains 500 attack and defense for each desktop monster in your graveyard. Your opponent cannot target face-up desktop monster with card effects except for this one. This card can make up to 2 attacks on during the battle phase, which is pretty cool. Protection against card effects for all your desktop except for her. And then the last monster, pendulum monster, we're running 1 copy of Desktop 007. The reason why is that we're playing more copies of 0010. I mean 0010. What? 005. So we have 4 10 scales pendulum monster, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 1 scale pendulum monster. So I wanted to synergize with the 10 scales and the 1 scale pendulum monsters. So it's good so you have synergy with 4 and 4 of each. If you want to, if you're not, so we can have even numbers. I like it. Now it reads, same effect, same pendulum effect. Monster effect is different. This card gains 500 attack for each desktop monster in the graveyard. Your monster your opponent controls cannot target face-up desktop monster for attack, except for this one. If this card attacks in the defense position, monster inflict piercing damage, which is nice. Sorry. So that's pretty much all the monsters. 20 monsters. Yeah, like what's the term? Like very basic, 20 monsters, nothing else. Yeah, 20 monsters are good. Always good to, minimize how much you don't want to break with all your monsters. Not for the spells. This is very heavy wise spell. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Machine Duplicate. This is literally your best card to summon more of your your desktop monsters. Easy enough. Yes, if you summon Desktop 002 with this, you can special summon it and it continues the effect because this is not a hard once per turn. So easy enough. You can special summon all 3 of them. Add. Poof. You can special summon him. You can normal summon him. Then you can special summon these 2 and add more desktop monsters, which is nice. It's really good because easy enough, these 2 can bring you pendulum monsters if you have more desktop monsters in your hand. Obviously, yeah, pretty much. Hands down, good card. Really good card. Now, for the other spells, we're running 3 copies of Deskbot Base. Deskbot Base is a really good card. All Deskbot monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense once per turn. You can reveal any number of Deskbot monsters cards in your hand and shuffle them into the deck, then draw equal the amount of the same cards you shuffle down. You can banish 9 desktop cards with different names from the field and graveyard except for the base. Shuffle all cards your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard into the deck. That is crazy sometimes, hearing that effect. It gives me joy to hear that effect, that you can banish 9 of Deskbot cards and they go all back. It is crazy. It's just crazy to do that. It's a really crazy fun card to play with. It's a little nice. The next 3 we're playing 3 Forbidden Chalice. Reasons why I'm playing Forbidden Chalice. First off, Call by the Grave is still there. There's still people using Call by the Grave even as I won. Negations of monsters is still being in Apex. So Forbidden Challenge, yeah, they gain a little bit of attack, but the negation is worth it. It's always worth the negation sometimes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the 3 copies. Now for the 2 copies, we're just running 2 Twin Twisters. Back row heavy decks against this. Mystic Mine and all that stuff. This is very essential. I might bump this up to 3 if it does, but if it does happen. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. If you want to play 3 Twin Twister, go knock yourself out. Now for the 1-ups, we're playing a lot of 1-ups. What terraforming to find the base, foolish to send them, upstart to draw, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. So we can summon desktop 001, and the great thing is that you can send any card you want, so you can use it for 004. But yeah, one reasoning, it's a good card. It's a good card. You can easily special summon, and you can bring back a lot of your Deskbots overall. And then we're playing last spell. We're playing one monster reborn. Target one monster in either graveyard special summon. I went against a Lightsworn player, and he brought out Naturia. I used desktop 004, destroyed it, brought his Naturia back to my side of the field, and he couldn't activate any spells whatsoever for a while. He was scared. It was funny. I think I have the replay. I gotta show it. The only trap card I'm playing is Back to the Front. The reason why I'm playing Back to the Front is because there are reasons. Is here. Desktop 002. Here's that reason. If this card is special summon out of Deskbot, you need that. If you can do that, you can add 003 into your hand, and next turn, you can do your play. Number 2. Desktop 004. Even if this card is in as long as this card is in battle, attack, or defense, you can activate its effect. Doesn't matter. The pendulum. Let's see. If the pendulum monsters were in the graveyard, just hear me out. 5 destroys a spell tracker on the field. It's good. If these guys were in the graveyard by using Foliage Burial, or because your opponent negated and sent to the graveyard or whatever, then yeah, use Back to the Front for those pendulum monsters. It's really good. Or 006, because there's gonna be that boss monster that might be able to change it to the fence position. You never know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. Ooh, I just hit my microphone. 20 monsters, 17 spells, and 3 trap cards. 40 cards in the main deck. Now for the extra deck, obviously extra decks are always your personal preference how you play this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant because they're all Earth monsters, so you can easily go to Miss Radiant and boom shakala, you have a boosted field like there's no tomorrow. And the great thing, because if they're pendulum monsters, they go to the extra monster zone, the extra deck, and you can pendulum summon, bring them back, and they have a lot of attack and defense. There's no tomorrow. So yeah. Then we're playing one Platinum Gadget. Now, Platinum Gadget is actually pretty good. If I don't see, very little I'm seeing people using Platinum Gadget, but Platinum Gadget is really, it requires 2 machine monsters. Obviously, these are all machine monsters. And this, you cannot use this card as link material except the turn this card was link summoned. During your main phase, you can special summon one level 4 lower machine monster from your hand to the zone this card points to. If this card is destroyed by battle by card fight, you can special summon one gadget monster from your deck. The great thing about this is that you can special summon all the lower Deskbot monsters from 1 to 4, which is great. Good for us. Now we're running also one Cleave4 Genius because he's a link 2 machine monster, and yeah, it's just a good card overall. This link summon card is unaffected by spell and trap cards, and the activation of the effects of other link monsters, yada yada. Once per turn, you can target one face-off monster on the face-off card on the field, on each other's field, except for this one. Both cards and their effects are negated until the end of this turn. When 2 monsters are special summon at the same time to the zone this card points to, you can add a level 5 or higher monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, for the other link 2 monster we're playing the one Nightmare Phoenix for those spells and trap cards, destructions, and also if you want to, you can combine it with other things. You can put a Nightmare Cerberus, Unicorn, and yeah, pretty much any of those nightmares you want. We're playing the one IP Masquerena. Now, the reason why we're playing the one IP Masquerena is that we can go to the extra deck boss monster, which is Night Crusader Avermax. Obviously, if you don't know what it does, you've been living in a rock. That's the great thing about it. Is that when you use IP Masquerena, you use any of your link 2s, you make this beautiful monster that easy enough it wins you the games. It literally wins you the games. If you want, you can swap it out for Access Code Talker. Obviously, there's a lot of people that just want to change it for Access Code Talker or anything else. But overall, you decide who's want to be your extra deck boss monster. Now, for the XC monster, we're wanting 1 Gear Giant. Obviously, we do have the level 4 monsters for this, and that is 004. Which is okay. And it reads this that you can attach material where you can add 1 level 4 level machine monster, obviously from 1 to 3, which is nice. Then we have the Cyber Dragon Infinity package, which is Nova and Infinity. The reason why is that we have 005, simple as that, 005, and then boom, Cyber Dragon Infinity. You can always swap it for something else. Always, you can swap it. Options are always there. You never know. Now, for the synchro monster, this is a good portion of it. 1 Materia Beast for the spells, because we can do it because we have 001, and guess what? We have 004. Boom. We got 1 Black Rose Dragon because we can do it. Next is 1 Cyber Quantum Dragon. This card is really good. I love this guy. He's really nice. He's really nice. Then we got the 1 Cyframe Lord Omega. I never do go with this guy. I've only been just 2 to 3 times, and that's it. That's fine. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. And the last monster we're playing is 1 Deskbot Jet. This guy is basically the fortress, which is nice. And it reads 1 tuner monster and 1 non-tuner monster. More tuner monster. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each desktop card on the field. You can only use 1 of these cards' following effects, which is you can target 1 desktop monster you control, destroy it, and if you do special summon desktop monster from your deck. The other one is you can target 1 desktop monster you control and 1 face-up card on the field and destroy them. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, obviously the extra deck is always your personal preference. Like always, obviously the side deck is always optional and always your personal preference. I run triple copies of Nibiru. You're saying, wait, how are you gonna swap these for Nibiru? Okay, so here's the thing. To swap this out for Nibiru sometimes is because of the Pendulum monster. Sometimes if I see too much of one of the other Pendulum monster, I just take out the Pendulum monster I want and put out these 3. Simple enough. Depending on how you play it, remember that. Triple Effect Vela, this is the only hand trap that I will play. And saying, wait, so how are you going to swap this? So easy enough, Forbidden Chalice is going to be the one that I'll be swapping. Simple enough. 1 Mind Control. What I'll be swapping. It will be the 1-for-1 or the Reasoning, depending on how it goes. It depends. The triple, Dark Ruler no more. Obviously, like I said, Forbidden Chalice. I would swap it for Forbidden Chalice. Here's the thing. If my opponent builds a huge board with so many negates, this is the card that I need to use because they cannot do anything. The 1 Call by the Grave, like I said, I can swap it for Reasoning. The 1 Magical Bind Breaker Field. This card is actually pretty decent right now. In my opinion, activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. During each player main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Also, neither player can target monsters with their opponent's control. You cannot activate or set field spells card. So yeah, it's a good card. And triple evenly match. If you're asking, what am I swapping for this? It's this, back to the front. So why back to the front? Back to the front is really good, but the reason is that if my opponent is doing a big board and they don't have nothing to negate evenly match, I know that in second game, swap it for evenly match and that's the end of the story. Easy enough. Obviously you can all swap this for something else. Obviously you can swap this. In my opinion, the kaiju package, sorry, Effect Veiler, I wouldn't change because it is the most budgeted hand trap in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Mind control is always budgetable. Dark Ruler more, yeah. Right now, the charms structure deck will come out, so you can easily get this as a budget card. I already pre-ordered 3 charms structure decks, so I will be getting the structure deck. So easy enough, I will be getting this card. So easy enough. Wait until the structure deck of the Charmers comes out, so you can get the common version of Dark Ruler no more. So yeah. Call by the Grave. It's Call by the Grave. It's just always gonna be good. This card is really it's a tech card in my opinion. And yeah, you can always swap for anything. You can mix and match with this deck. It's the great thing about this. It's a mix and match deck. It's a really fun deck, and I'm gonna show you a replay that I have. Replays, which is I think this one. Yeah. Oh, sorry. There. Oh, there it is. So yeah. So here we go. So right now he is using a very interesting Lightstorm deck. If you know Chris the Lightstorm, no, if you know who Chris the Lightstorm is in my channel, hey, glad that you know who he is. But that's not him. This guy is a random person that he played Lightstorms in a different kind of version. You can see how I played this. A really good hand overall. I gave it the boost throughout 009. Gave it a big boost. Activate. Bring the desk. Because my favorite part, I took his Noteria Beast. Brought Silver Platinum Gadget. Brought IP Masquerena. And yeah. Bring Avermax. A lot of people still think that IP Masquerena's effect is only the turn that was used. But no, it's that this card gains that power. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So easy enough, he did this. Let it, you know. He brings that. He banishes his own Ethereal Beast just so you can use his spell cards. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. He brings Felice. He was using 2 Felice, which is actually kind of interesting. I had to tell that to Chris. He pays 1,000. He destroys everything. And get this, he pays another 1,000, thinking that he could wait. But hold up. You saw that. You saw that, right? You saw that, right? Okay, so he used a Judgment Giant. He paid another 1,000 just to try to destroy this, but he does not read right there. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So yeah. He brings out the hearts. He brings number 97. Then he brings 92. I said the Pendulum Scale. Activate this effect. Activate this effect. Bring out 009. He only has 500 of that. And the great thing is because he didn't activate the effect of that. But yeah. He did banish all my desktop, but here's what he kind of did wrong. He brought Borosort into the picture. And that's their problem right there. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I feel much better doing this profile. This is for me my definitive version of my desktop version of this. Like I said, try the symphonic version, is really nice. Try the kaiju version, is pretty cool concept and all, and it's really interesting. Obviously you can do whatever with this deck. You can make a lot of things with this. It's really nice. And yeah, I gotta say, it's a fun deck. I got the full entire set of Deskbots. You know, the entire Deskbot. It's super cheap. My friend sold it to me for $1, literally $1, the entire thing, because they're all cheap. The only card that's really worth it is Tier 02 because he's a super. And yeah, all of it's cheap. I got it all 3 copies of each, except for 001. He only 2 copies, but it's alright because he played this at 2. But overall, it's a deck profile. It's a deck that you should try. It's really fun. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am very happy right now. I feel much better. I hope everybody's doing well in this quarantine. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Please turn notification on if you want to be updated for more videos. And if you didn't like my videos, there's the door and there's the window, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.